Okay. Welcome to the third Western Nevada College Poetry Sharum Night.
Yeah.
How are we doing? That sounds like it's on.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. All right. We're contemplating changing the name of this event to Poetry and Pizza. I'll be for that. My name is Doug Barrett. Henry and I kind of put this together, and you'll hear from us later on. We have a hot MC for you tonight. Rex Carlin is going to administer this program. So without any further ado, we'll turn the time over to Rex.
Rex, I like you Jack London more.
Thank you. I am Rex. And welcome. So without any other further ado, Connor Klein will be leading us off with his poem. Oh, sorry, we have a replacement. Joey Crunkleton.
Joey.
Hello, everybody. I will be reading a poem by Danielle Garrett. I am the hippie, playing her guitar on the streets of San Francisco. I wonder why people stare at me when I walk down the street. I hear cars blowing their horns at other people to move. I want people to listen to what other people have to say. I am the hippie, playing her guitar on the streets of San Francisco. I pretend that I don't feel what I really do. I feel the pain being inflicted in other people's lives. I touch the people's lives by caring for them. I worry that racism will rise to a whole new level. I cry when nature takes its course. I am the hippie, playing her guitar on the streets of San Francisco. I understand when people are depressed. I say that everything is going to be okay, when maybe it really won't. I dream to have a dream, to be a physical education teacher. I try my hardest to be the best friend that anyone could have. I hope that one day people will turn their lives over to Christ. I am the hippie, playing her guitar on the streets of San Francisco. Thank you.
That was moving, Joey.
Wow, that's really messed up.
Next up, we have the Pacheco sisters. We have the Pacheco sister.
I just one sister.
Okay, so I'll be reading just one, and the author's unknown. Okay, so one song can spark a moment. One flower can wake the dream. One tree can start a forest. One bird can herald spring. One smile brings a friendship. One hand clasp lifts the soul. One star can guide a ship at sea. One word can frame the goal. One vote can change a nation. One sunbeam lights a room. One candle wipes out darkness. One laugh will conquer gloom. One step must start each journey. One word must start each prayer. One hope will raise our spirits. One touch can show you care. One voice can speak with wisdom. One heart can know what's true. One life can make a difference. You see, it's up to you.
Thank you, Ms. Pacheco.
Thank you.
Is Ray Hadley here?
It's not here yet.
No, okay. So we'll just go back down the line. Laurel Statler.
Good evening. I'm going to be reading a poem that I wrote for my daughter. It's called Ode to Sarah at 25. Once just a very small bundle of joy, all during my pregnancy, we called him Roy. What a blessed surprise to have my girl, not a boy. From the beginning, she had her own way, through 25 years and still to this day. In any circumstance, she knows what to say. When we were all tired and all energy spent, she'd still say, "My name's Sarah," and wave where we went, just honing her skills to be president. When shopping, she'd tease and say, "You're not my mother," and then she tried to sell her brother. At pageants and plays, she was like no other. She won awards from Disney, Mad, and McGruff, and on the basketball court, she would always be tough. Trying everything everywhere was just never enough. She always switched shoes with Jerry the preacher and helped in the classroom with many a teacher, and sang karaoke, became quite the screecher. She had some hard times, saw 4 grandparents die, but just went on living and never asked why. There were so many special people in her life, like Auntie and Bobby, Uncle Tim and his wife, and Daddy and Jeepster, who gave her such strife. We played cards to have fun, never did like to run, loved to lounge in the sun. Then she went to college so far, far away, and rarely comes home to this very day. But of her accomplishments, I must truly say, the Navy is lucky to have my best girl. I'm so proud of these 25, they've been such a whirl. So let's cheer her and toast her and dance her and twirl. And let's shout and be proud and hear the cymbals crash for the best birthday ever for our dear Apple Dash. May the next 25 bring you much happiness, with a wedding, some kids, great family, I guess. And in all that you do, find peace, love, and success. But my prayer for today is faith in your heart. Do your good work and let God do his part. Love to you always from the depths of my heart.
That was very nice. Next up, we have a young poet by the name of Tony Roque. So, good luck.
All right, today I'll be reading a poem by a former player on our team, Colby Rice. You were kind of like a shower on a hot day, like a glass of water after working out, like warm, fresh sheets, and all you want to do is sleep. Like a movie that inspires you, it's so good you want to watch it again and again. I want to meet you for the first time, over and over again. I want to kiss you for the first time, again and again. Or hold you and see you like I first did. But today is even better because it's all of that built up in memories and feelings, all adding up to right now, to today, where I see you even better, and I kiss you even better, and I hold you just right. That's better than the first time, right?
Very nice, Tony. All right, so our next performer, reader, poet is not here. So we go down the line. Jolene Dexter?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you're up.
Jolene, you better get your pizza quick here. I'm hungry. By the way, Jolene, I took all this together with Poetry Night, Wildcat Review, which you put together. Without Jolene, I don't think there'd be a listing about college, would there?
All right. Well, a couple of poems I have are basically about people I've observed in Carson City, like downtrodden people. So the first poem is called Beehive Woman. I've seen her with a cup of coffee at McDonald's when she could afford it. I've seen her behind the Salvation Army, sitting on the driveway curb, sharing a 40 with the burly man who lost his job in construction. I've seen her wander Winnie Lane and Hot Springs Road with a spun brown beehive sitting atop her head. She would flit from the McDonald's to the Safeway, to wherever, wearing an army jacket, olive green wrapped around her short twig of a body like a kite's frame, until I no longer saw her wander the streets, until she disappeared. The next poem is called Deflated. Today, in the 90-degree heat, a homeless man lies face down on asphalt, one building behind the Safeway, behind the gray brick wall, right across from the Salvation Army. His emaciated physique, a pile of grungy clothes, deflated, a filthy t-shirt once white, soiled blue jeans, empty. A man who was there, who didn't appear to be there, gone. And the last poem is called More Than Just Bodies, and it's basically about being more than what we are in this human existence. Breaking the bonds of this human experience, we're more than just bodies grinding in the hot glow of torchlight that radiates through vacant temple halls. We're more than pestle into mortar, gnashing the days into dust in the desert heat. Our shadows waver deeply into darkness, into the unknown. In our sleeping chamber, the warm red radiance surrounds and bathes gently, enveloping us in a luminous gauze cocoon that shelters us from the torment and struggle of this outer world. Our knowledge journeys beyond still stone corridors, giving breath to misguided ships, filling sails as a newborn's lungs beginning to breathe. Carrying wisdom on the wind, our spirits move as mist, concealing, revealing, separating, gathering, crossing turquoise valleys and jagged cliffs. Our whispers are as snowflakes, drifting quietly between us, descending softly against your bare silhouette, settling into silence, melting into earth. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Chandel Russell here? No. So we move on. Doug Barrett, you're up.
Ribeiro. Next. Ribeiro, you're up.
Big Bear. This is dedicated to Bill Cooey, founder of Ash Canyon Poets. Big Bear died the other day, or maybe the other night. Everybody gather round and take a bite. Those of us who loved him best take the biggest piece, then we'll put on the old boy's skin and dance around in it. Big Bear had an appetite vast as earth and skies, enshrine his skull to speak to us, bones through the eyes. Big Bear welcomed everyone into his lair. Sit anywhere, take any chair, no Big Bear here. He published his own scat vocalizations everywhere. He ate the poisoned meat of prominence without a care. Let it all out, Big Bear said. Touch someone and do them good. That's nice, Big Bear, but lately all I touch just turns to blood. He'd sit and watch the foxes play all night long, and yet what wild fox ghost could ever lead him wrong? Now it's Halloween, Night of the Dead. I can't help thinking Big Bear's heard every word I said. Waiting for the wind to rise, waiting for the storms, waiting for Big Bear's spirit to crawl through my mind like worms. Higashi Honganji. This one's set in Japan. Pierce the fierce 90-foot pagodic gate, its blackened timbers once raised by great ropes interwoven with human hair, to Higashi Honganji's glaring empty gravel courtyard, 2 long dark arc halls, tiled roof ends flaring out like horned helmets. Where is everybody? Founders Hall interior, a straw mat sea, broken with pillars, a few middle-aged women in prayer, or chanting silently before an altar hidden behind paper doors. Oh, pilgrims to eternity, what if you find it? Across a little bridge, Amida Hall, a bit more intimate. Meditate here a while, feeling the peace, feeling a bit conspicuous. Above the altar door, exquisite birds, pheasants and others carved into dark wood. We drift into the modern side building decorated with photos. Nakamura Hiroko lost both arms and legs to gangrene at age 3, wrote and sewed with teeth. What liberated me is this very body of mine, adversity itself, my good teacher. That and chanting the Nembutsu. Outside again, no farmers eating lunch at Higashi Honganji. It's long past noon. Where is everybody? It turns out they're up the street at Nishi Honganji, which is packed for Shinran's 750th memorial service. Mostly men in suits, buzzing, chatting, but also a few wives and shuffling grandmothers. Oh, pilgrims, is life living you yet? Cruise around at crowd edges, poke noses into halls, then hike out to Kiyomizudera, also swollen with visitors, swarms of sailor-suited kids. We don't go in. Instead, plant ourselves by the quiet pool of Jojuin where no one comes, where a dwarf forest of stone Buddhas, faceless with age, watches over nothing, and untouched maple leaves hang low over the water. That one's about a Buddhist temple in Japan. Shinran was the founder of that particular sect. Broken cup. Zen master Ikkyu as a boy broke his teacher's beautiful antique cup. Hearing his teacher's footsteps, he held the fragments behind his back and asked the master, "Why do people have to die?" "Nothing lasts forever," was the reply. "All things must die in their time. That's the way of nature." Ikkyu then produced the fragments, saying, "It was time for your cup to die." On the Chawanzaka, returning from Kiyomizudera Temple past the open-air shops of intricate teaware, I get the urge to rake off the tabletops, dash sheets of cups to the street like young Jesus on a rampage. What fun! Sweep the debris into the mouth of the great year dragon as Blake did the rubbish of Kant and Winckelmann. Let him melt it all down and spew it back as fire. Why? Because I want a truth I can use, a beauty that creates intention. At the end of his last tea ceremony, before his seppuku, at the invitation of the shogun Hideyoshi, tea master Senno Rikyu presented the tea utensils for his guests' admiring inspection. The cups, the whisk, the kettle, the hanging scroll with verse in fine calligraphy on the evanescence of life, and then distributed one to each guest as a souvenir, reserving only the bowl, which, as the guests fought back tears, he shattered. Never shall this vessel, polluted by lips of misfortune, be used again by me. Useless words from a useless mind in the infinitesimal pause between dragon breaths. And the last one is called Beach Cleanup. Someone should swing for this, maybe. Corpses of long-winged seabirds, bobbing otters' sepulchral paws folded immobile, strange schools intact in log jam piles, whale pods decay-bloated, beached fleeing the horror. Walking among them, bagging up and tidying what we can, we feel there's no real remedy, no limit to what life suffers. Yet it's good to be here, suffering or not. We have to be somewhere doing something. The ashes of our urns are those too of robins, wrens, and owls, their fine wings stippling, immortal in the mind. Other legends haunt our mausoleum. Emerald aspen leaves, haloed gold, beautiful but useless, And let us not forget the ghosts of governments, socialist equality, constitutional liberty. Are you still hung up on these? Is your intention suspended by the necrophilia of all these dainties? You haven't meditated long enough. You haven't sufficiently stroked your mind to call up Paracutin from your cornfield, Shasta from her slumber, or the new dragon lying beneath the waves southwest of Kilauea, cornucopias of lava and ash. Supernovas hose down the cosmos. After a storm, the ocean reabsorbs its monstrosities. Driftwood, kids' toys, plastic cups, ambergris and colored glass. Ships shatter like sentences on the rocks, spilling slime, covering and killing all. Cleanup drives it deeper. We never intended to wash away oil with oil, desire with desire, over and over. We never intended to shred the ocean or anything but the veil of the temple, which is what you hear whipping around your ears every time you walk on this beach. Amid the pure, pointless fragments vomited up by life, amid whatever poetry can discover or just devise, twisting,
do I take this offering, his likeness to my darkness, a blending of past, present, and future, a love lost found in the darkness that calls my name. So what we first work on trying to write a song of this sort is the hook, and so she has the hook within this first draft is what I'm looking at. I'm just giving you her first draft. It is a girl that within the class, and we're working now to try to create where that hook will fall within the rest of her work, and of course also putting it to music at some point. But anyway, if anybody's interested in taking this class, I will have a couple flyers. I'm going to be here for a while, listen to you, and hopefully meet some of you. And I'll when I have to leave, because I'm a professional musician, I have to leave later for a job. I'll leave some of these flyers. Thank you.
I have some questions.
Yeah, is there questions? Yeah.
I understand you're teaching how to write lyrics.
Right, no, and music, both.
They go together?
Yes, they go together. The first, for the most, probably 2/3 of the semester, we talk more about sentence structure and writing lyrics and the form of songs. So we spend probably a majority of the class talking about lyrics and writing, because it is more, not more difficult, but a little bit more of a process there that you have to follow. Yeah. Guitar, piano, and even for non-musicians. This is a course that can be successfully completed for if you're not a musician, because there are what we talk about, and what's what happened this last class was talking about collaborating with others, and collaborating not only with the class musicians, but I've set up on a website where you can collaborate with not only the people here at the college or within that classroom, but throughout the whole web, throughout the world.
Kind of like a collaboration with the Gershwin brothers?
Well, I would hope so.
That could happen.
That could happen. All right, well, I thank you for your time. Any other questions?
Let me jump line, I'm sorry.
Well, that's to me.
All right, so I think next we have a late edition. Marv, you're up.
Good evening. My name is Merv Thornton, and one of my favorite authors is Raymond Carver. And what I'm going to read tonight is a little study I did on him in poetry form, and then a little flash fiction. And the first one is a flash fiction piece called Culinary Abyss. But this is all before I came home from work the other day and found her futzing around in the kitchen in heels with her head shaved. I asked her if there was something she needed to tell me. Like, how was your day, dear? What the hell happened to your hair? She kept talking back and forth in the kitchen, from the fridge to the sink, maybe cleaning Tupperware, I don't know. It was all very unpleasant. Her with no hair and heels, shoved into a pair of jeans she couldn't wear last summer. She was muttering a standard line her therapist had her using about not being up to the task, talking about it, her bald head, and scrubbing stuff in the sink till they were raw, her fingers, Tupperware stacked neatly in the strainer on top of the counter. I set my lunchbox down, took my boots off on the rug before the floor, and filled a chair at the table in my socks. I observed fine cuts of hair on the back of her neck as she stood at the sink scrubbing. She was all business from the shoulders down, waving back every so often the no longer existent hair from her face, pulling the curtain aside and revealing the two-headed calf. She told the sink we had to talk. Sure, I said. No, we have to talk. Here, I said. Now, she said. Sure thing, Punkin. Don't punkin me. Fine, I have a name. Yes, you do. I'm leaving, she said. Yes, you are. Her arms splayed out at the counter's edge, and she kind of shifted everything to one heel. Her shoulders hunched up so that her head looked teed up, ready for Augusta, a par 4 or something, and she was whispering now to the suds. I got the boys off to school this morning and the baby loaded for daycare. You do that well, I said. I was talking to my sister and swung in to get coffee. I stood in line forever. I'm sorry about the line, I said. Don't try to fix this, she said. Is something broke? I sat down, read the paper, and actually finished my coffee, she said. I'm happy that you had that time to yourself. It was wonderful. That's nice. I forgot about the baby, she said, in the back seat. You did, I said. He was crying out there for over an hour. He was? I'm leaving, she said. You are, I said. This one is called First Cutting. It's, like I said, loosely based on Raymond Carver's style, but also with a little bit of farmer in it. And he was kind of that. He was from the Northwest and mostly mill town kind of stuff. First cutting. I'm standing in this field of alfalfa, and the dew, well, I can feel it on the back of my neck. But so she is there, also standing in this field, in the field with me, holding my hand on her belly and pointing to Orion in her flip-flops. I am thinking, this is really cool stuff, and how I'm like infused with the dirt and the Cro-Magnon essence of maternal stargazing. Sure, she is nesting. Scented bits of rice hull and yarn flutter, commingle, manifest a purely barometric occurrence, which brings to mind the first time she showed me her favorite pair of socks. And the last one's called Snorting Cayenne. It's a little out from Carver's realm, but it's still kind of in that category. Her apocalyptic digression simply registered in the red dirt outside Moab. Nubs of toes, tanned, fanned, pressed against windshield, obviously. Stark thirst hung cockeyed from the mirror like a bone. Thoughtful increments of escape bonded them. A John Ford compressive expressionism. Pull over, she said. I want to lay naked on the sand and read aloud while you dance in slivered spirit. Until the moon of neutered dogs in heat rises full and round. Then I'd like you to make us a tuna sandwich and kiss me on the forehead. He responded, stating a significant lack of tuna on hand, and added, however, that he found the thought of dancing for his dinner rather appealing. Thank you.
All right. Is Frankie here? All right. All right.
You gonna fix that for me, or what's up, brother? There you go. Alright, so before I get started, I'll introduce myself so you can know me a little bit. My name is Frankie Perez. I'm a senator in the student government. So, I'm here to represent the students. Glad to see the Latino Student Club here. Glad to see... Sorry about that. Siri be calling me in unexpected times. I'm glad to see the baseball team. Good to see you guys here. Thanks everybody for coming. That's my mom in the back. I told her I was going to get down. So I was like, I'm going to get down some love stuff. You know what I mean? Alright. Siri, not right now. For all y'all baseball players up here, you guys better pull out your notebooks and take note on this. Girl, you better. Alright. You guys ready? It goes like this. She's a beautiful lady, always stuck in her books. She only took a glance, she never took a look. Can't concentrate in lecture, cause I'm always expecting a text from her. This lady's way too smart for me. Long legs, way too pretty. Staring at the ceiling, I got these funny feelings. My friends telling me to chill, and I tell them I can't. She's running in my mind, she's creating a stamp. She walks by and doesn't say a thing. Besides, I'm supposed to be in class. The bell's about to ring. I guess I'll be late. So I walk up to her and I ask her if she has a name. Or can I call her mine? She tells me I'm cheesy. I tell her it's a sparkle in her eye. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. All right. So before we have our last poet come up, is there anyone else? Anyone? All right. So we have our final act is Mr. Henry Warner. He is an English teacher at Western Nevada College, and he helped put this on. So here is him.
That's a good look. Is this a town hall? Which one's this? Town? Is this town hall or open mic? What is it?
There's no fight.
It's what? What is this one?
It's fight night.
The poetry night. Crunkleton, good job, man. You are hiding that talent. Crunkleton's up there going. And by the way, I want to get that poem back. I got a good bit back to her. Crunkleton's going. In class, she's going. I go, Crunkleton. What? Go back to sleep. Okay. I'm just kidding. You can handle it, right? Yeah. Give me that phone back. I always pick on Crunkleton, even though he's bigger than I am. Okay. What was it? Doug Barrett set the theme when he was talking about Zen. You guys ready for a little Zen?
Yes.
Okay, so, a little Zen. Now, I invented this form called Pygmy Nuggets. And I read it to some of my friends. They go, oh, yeah, that's the Pygmy Nuggets like from McDonald's. No, I was thinking Pygmy Nuggets, like little golden nuggets. These, I've been collecting these over the years. I've been writing them down. But I've been calling them a haiku. And I get these haiku purists looking at me and going, Wiener, or just call me HW. Wiener guy, that's not a damn haiku. And I got so sick of that. Crunkleton, I got so sick of hearing that I put down Pygmy Nuggets in my own invention, and nobody can say to me, not even you, that's not a Pygmy Nugget. Could you say that to me? Okay, go back to sleep. It's okay. That's not a Pygmy Nugget. So, with no more ado, I'm just going to read a few. Now, what they are just short things. Well, they're not haiku. Some of them may be haiku. I did get one in the Haiku Society of America. There is a publication called the Haiku Society of America. They're short poems. And what they do is they give a slice of life. of what it is, just life as it is. But you have to bring something to it. You have to bring your whole essence to it. You guys ever watch, you guys don't like haiku?
Oh, I love haiku. No, yeah.
You haven't been excused yet. Oh, okay. I'll get into the classroom thing. Just short little things. You can either like it. If you like it, stand up and scream, wonderful. If you don't like it, just be like Armstrong, just contemplating the universe. But I do want to ask one thing. How many ever watched that show, Numbers? What do you think of it? Yeah, well, what do you think of the little guy, the old guy that they all go to? What's his name? He's total Zen, that guy. He walks around like this. Is this the world? Okay. Hall like that. Hall, I got Hall laughing. All right, good. Hall can relate to that, you know? Okay. Hall just got back from Colorado.
Sweet.
Okay, here it is. I'm just going to hammer them out there, and you can do with it what you want. You can throw things. You can throw like food, sandwiches, or spare change, whatever comes up first. Pacheco's, you ready?
Yeah.
Frankie?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you guys are a little bit young for Dinah Shore. Do you remember Dinah Shore? See the USA in a Chevrolet. And then I added, or just use your imagination. It's okay. Here we go. Now, the older folks appreciated that. If you start laughing at it, it's proof that you're old. Okay, don't laugh now. Okay, now this one here you got to think on. Everybody start tweak your beard now, because this is a thinker. Okay, Frankie's got it going. Let all convictions be like spring rain falling into newly arrived buttercups. Now, I need a person back up there or anywhere to say, what did you say? Because it needs a repeat. Quickly, you be the what did you say, man?
What did you say?
I said, let all convictions be like spring rain falling into newly arrived buttercups. I'm just going to set this down so I can just rattle off a few. Some of them I used to write in 3 words. I used to write 3-liners. Now I just write 1-liners. Long line at the highway. Gas station. Bathroom. Jesus, what a stink. Okay.
What did you say?
Moving on. Medicine man around. Now the rocks have consciousness. Anyone in here have American Indian blood? You know what I mean by medicine. Armstrong, are you part Indian? Okay. Why not? Oh, it's just, okay, she said, you're always the same. You'll never change. No, let me do that better. You're always the same. You'll never change. He replied, right. Why ruin a good thing? Go. Now, this one's a thinker. This is a tweaker. For it, Frankie? Tweak. Okay. No, you're a good tweaker. Tweak the beard. Going, very interesting. Okay. Vomiting at the vodka stars. Doug, what do you think?
What did you say?
I said, oh, no, okay. Well, we got to know what you say, man. Vomiting at the vodka stars. If you were in a fraternity, you'd know what I meant. Okay, let's go on to this one. I don't know how much time. Do I have just an hour? Oh, jeez. Okay, this one is for the lovers. In here, lovers, raise their hands. Lovers, okay, good. Okay, good. You guys are lovers? Oh. Whoa. Moving on. In the attic, neatly wrapped in cobwebs, unopened love letters. Get carried away with it. Anybody been back east to Gloucester? That's how a Bostonian says Gloucester. Say Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Yeah, you say Worcester.
Worcester.
You could be a Bostonian if you drink some more beer, and you'll be okay.
Do that.
Gloucester blizzard, his craggy raincoat flecked with pipe ash. Anyone in here has sea legs, you know what I mean. Okay, here's a little math problem. A Zen man plus a Zenless man equals, Frankie, 2 Zen men. That's a beard tweaker. Okay. Oh, this one I kind of like. Some of them of my own I like, some I don't. Fall again. The last bird floats over the tawny hill. You know, tawny is that color of the fall. When the fall starts to get a little bit orange, you know. It's indescribable. I love the fall. Sorry, I do fancy myself as somewhat as a chef. Because I make, Rex, I make les hot dog. I gotta cook some les hot dog for you. And, right, hot dogs. And les hot dog and les hamburgers. But this one is my cooking pygmy. Sorry that the best chili I made you hug the porcelain. I was experimenting.
I get it.
I was experimenting. Oh, God. Now, this is kind of like, you know, I got into the political thing and everything. Tell me what you think. Banker Alphonse has many a toss and turn night, while Farmer Bill, under a bed of straw, sleeps like a log. Simple way of life, you know. Where was I? This might anger some people. I don't know. Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Being religious and being enlightened aren't mutually inclusive. How many hate that?
Existentialism.
What was that?
Existentialism.
Existentialism.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Good, yeah. Who's that in the back there? Okay. Who is that masked man?
It's Alan.
How much? Okay, this one here. Welcome to Poetry Sharing Night. She goes, I'm just trying to find the bathroom. Okay. How much of, now this one here, I got to direct it as this. I'll direct this one to Doug Barrett. I like to pick on Doug because he's such a good sport. How much of the truth can you stand?
None of it.
None of it. Oh, now this one here, you know, you guys might not know. Do you guys know the singer Jo Stafford? Jo Stafford, beautiful singer, isn't she? Well, she was singing the song "O Shenandoah," one of my favorite songs, and there was a line in that song that just I couldn't stop thinking about, and it just totally slayed me. This is the line. This is not my. This is from the song Shenandoah. O meadows warm that spring embraces. A beautiful, simple line like that. Imagine that. I almost couldn't function. O meadows warm that spring embraces. Jolene, what do you think? Did it strike you?
Oh, yeah.
It's what?
Profound.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. How many of you have ever wondered how the world was created? Raise your hand if you're worrying about, you know, who you are, how life started, and how the world comes. Congleton, I knew you would be in the hall right behind you.
It's completely different after noon.
What was that, Rex?
Completely different after noon. He's awake.
He's awake after noon.
Afternoon. Are you his agent? Oh, okay. By the way, you're doing a good job. Sitting there and listening. Okay, here we go. This is why the world came about. Conic, milky silence. You know, conic starts whirling and crashing through itself. Should I read one more? Because, okay, read one more. Okay, this one here is political. Are you looking for the bathroom too? Okay, no, okay. Okay, here we go. This is a political statement, and then you guys can go home and cook les hot dog. It's called building suspense. Before the vote, your hand was on my shoulder. Now, it's in my pocket.
All right. I had fun tonight. I hope the rest of you did too. So yes, why don't we give a round of applause to all our performers. Woo, woo. All right, I don't know how much more pizza there is left, but grab a slice on your way out. And, oh, yes?
Would you like a holiday poem before we go?
Oh, why not?
Yes, yes. Yep.
Christmas.
I love Christmas.
I have one written by my aforementioned daughter who graduated from Carson High and went to the Naval Academy, and now she's associated, she's an ensign on the USS Howard in San Diego. It's a destroyer. And for their holiday party, she wrote this. So a little bit is Navy specific, and some of you might appreciate that, but it's still a holiday tribute. 'Twas the night before Christmas on the Howard. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the ship, not an alarm was sounding, on the radar no blip. The ship was darkened like at night she should be, celebrating Christmas out on the sea. The chiefs in their chief's mess watched standers in their boots, all dreaming of Wednesday nights at In Cahoots. The CO in his cabin, OOD on the bridge, an officer raiding the wardroom fridge. When down in CIC, by air something was spotted. The OSs were told, and it was immediately plotted. TAO asked the bridge, is anything nearby? They reported seeing nothing, only stars in the sky. But as they kept looking, they saw something dim, and when caught by the camera, everyone started to grin. From bridge to TAO, this we did hear. It's a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer. The CO was called, emergency flight crews called away, and they readied the flight deck for landing a sleigh. They put down the nets, told a hot pump no need, but supply was informed that the reindeer need feed. For Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen, we gave them the go-ahead as TAC announced over deck. Christmas would be ruined if this air contact wrecked. They landed safely and Red Deck was called, and to the flight deck the entire crew mauled. Reindeer and sleigh sitting before the crew's eyes, St. Nicholas too, oh what a great Christmas surprise. And as usual, get up all nice and red, CMC gave him a ball cap which he placed on his head. He had presents for the crew in his sleigh in the pack. A working party helped to unload the whole pack. The crew's eyes all twinkled, this Christmas much more merry, and everyone got something from the CO to Bosun's mate Cherry. CS's brought him up milk and fresh cookies still hot. He ate them and stated, now that hits the spot. He smoked a cigar with the crew then and there, looked disappointed at one when he started to swear. Then he looked at his watch and said he had to go, and then right over Howard there was a light snow. But before he left on that very special night, he thanked us for serving and fighting the fight. And for all of our sacrifice and good deed, he'll make sure our families get just what they need. He jumped in his sleigh, gave his team the command, then started to leave with Howard ball cap in hand. And we heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight, Merry Christmas to Howard, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas.
Okay, no, but that's okay. I asked if she was, what is your name?
Coral.
What?
Coral.
Coral. Are we on? Okay. Oh, there we go. No.
Sarah, okay, and you're a community person. Well, we have one more. Ooh, that's a nice breeze coming through. The door's open. Oh, there it is, closed. The outdoor's open. Freeze here. Looks like our last performer tonight is Elwood LM, who comes all the way from Yerington, Nevada. Elwood, who was it a privilege to know. Anybody would say that would meet Elwood. is running for chairperson of the Paiute tribe of Yerington, and he's going to find out this weekend what the story is. That's a big job. And Elwood is consented tonight. Elwood also spoke at the town hall meeting. You remember the town hall meeting, Elwood? Everybody calls it the fights. Okay. Elwood, there you go.
Thank you. This is my first time doing this, so I'm a little nervous. Not speaking, reading a poem. Becoming a chairman is pretty extensive speaking and as well as very intense work ethics for an individual who endeavors that job. So I'm looking forward to it if I am elected. Again, my name is Elwood M. I'm from the Yerington Paiute tribe, Ha'a. I am Numa, meaning Paiute in my language. And I wanted to do this because I'm trying to stay involved as much as possible while I'm here. And I enjoy coming to these events. It's good to see a lot of smiling faces. It's always good to kind of put myself out there a little bit because I'm a kind of shy person. Most of the time I don't really speak a lot. So this helps me a lot. And I chose a poem off of the First Peoples website for Indian tribes. It's called Paiute Medicine Song. Now all my singing dreams are gone, but none knows where they have fled, nor by what trails they have left me. Return, O dreams of my